And here we go. What's going on, guys? Gonna let a few people get in here real quick before I start talking to myself, obviously. But feel free to comment. Tell me what you think. What do you think about the Scottie Morris case? The missing teen? Do you think his parents might be involved? Now, there's not a lot, I don't know a lot about this case. I saw his picture on T-Rev stream the other day, but they were talking about this case and another case, and I was at work, so I wasn't really able to pay attention to what was what, But I know the picture I saw, it had him in that t-shirt. So that's what I want to focus in on for the most part. But I want to go over this case. I want to learn about it, and feel free to learn about it with me. Hey Natasha, how you doing? Hey Shelly Lee. This is not keeping up, but still. Lost Souls, hello. Simply Silver, hello. Have you guys looked into Scottie Morris at all? Do any of you know anything about this case? He's a missing 14-year-old boy from Eaton, Indiana. I am great. Today is my birthday, so I thought I would stream a little while. Lost Souls. So you've been covering this, so you're going to know a lot more about it than me. So if I say something that's not right, let me know, because I'm just looking into it. I've watched a few video clips, and like I said, I saw it on T-Rev stream the other day, but I didn't get much from that. They were talking about this case and other cases at the same time, and I was at work. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthdays. I appreciate it. But since we got people in here now, let me go ahead and say Scottie Morris. He's from Eaton, Indiana. He's a 14-year-old kid. He went missing 8 days ago, well, March the 16th. He was last seen about 8:30 p.m. Now, he had got into it, an argument, whatever, with his mom and stormed off. He was wearing just a t-shirt and some pants or shorts or something. He wasn't dressed for the winter, for the weather they're experiencing at the time. It's very cold, freezing outside. So if he wasn't abducted, if there's no foul play going on with the parents and stuff, then I believe that he probably got a ride from somebody, had somebody meet him so he could leave, ran away type of deal. But we don't know enough about it yet. And apparently the parents took a polygraph test. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and read this little article to you real quick, and that should get everybody up to speed as far as everything I know. The mother of a missing 14-year-old boy has made a public plea for his safe return. Scottie Morris was last seen around 8:30 p.m. on the 16th of March when he is believed to have run away from his home in Eaton, Indiana. Local police have said the minor, who was wearing only a t-shirt and shorts despite freezing temperatures, is in extreme danger and may require medical assistance. Search crews and residents in the town of 1,500 people have combed the area at least 4 times without any success so far. The search was suspended on Tuesday as investigators regroup on the next steps. Eaton Police Chief Jay Turner said rescue teams had used every resource available, including helicopters and boats, and are now running out of reasonable places to look for Scottie. On Monday, Scottie's mother, Felicia Morris, made a public plea for her son to return home. We'll look at that. I'm not going to read that part of it, but we'll listen to it. Mr. Turner said Scottie's parents are fully cooperating with the investigation. That's important. The chief said that they've been given polygraph tests but did not disclose the reason why or the results. I would assume, since they're thinking that, they had an argument right before he left, they're saying he ran away, they're going to ask them that. They want to confirm that to the best of their ability, because if there's the possibility that foul play happened, something terrible happened, right? The t-shirt that he's wearing lets us see that they are hard disciplinarians, right? Like that's some extreme stuff. I know that was trendy a few years ago where people were posting on YouTube with the shirt, but it's never okay to humiliate your child. Humiliation, it might teach them a lesson. It might make them not want to do that anymore, but it also ruins their self-esteem and the pride they have in themselves, right? We all have skeletons. It doesn't need to be on public display, especially not for a child. Scottie left his family home reportedly after a conflict unfolded with his parents. When he went missing last week, police shared a picture of him wearing a white shirt with writing on it referring to the minor as a liar. The department later explained in a post that it was the only photo provided to them in the immediate aftermath of Scottie's disappearance. Now, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. You have a 14-year-old son. You have pictures of him. We all carry a camera around in our pocket and half the time in our hand all day long. You have kids. There's so many pictures of my kids on my phone that I couldn't even be. Just stupid stuff. But you know, the picture of Scottie wearing that white shirt that's got all that. Why would they send that to the police? Here's what I'm thinking. They might have did that right then. It looked like his head was shaved, like they buzzed all his hair off, and then they wrote on that shirt and they were going to make him wear it out in public or took a picture and posted it or something, right? What in the world would make the parents send that to the police for them to put up for people to be looking for Scottie? I mean, maybe it's the most current look, yeah, but come on. That's ridiculous. We're gonna be on that shirt thing for a while. I've got a lot to say about the shirt thing. Hey Thelma, hey Dolphin, hey Kim. Yeah, I believe he might be hiding somewhere too. Here's my worry about that, right? Like, he's 14, so he's probably got some friends who are 16 or 17, maybe, you know, cousins, somebody that came and picked him up and he's at their house or hanging out, somebody whose parents don't pay attention and don't care, because that's a big thing, right? Like that was very widespread. When I was a teenager in high school, my parents were strict. They wouldn't let me get away with nothing, right? Nothing. And I would get grounded. Like, I would get caught doing something with my cousin. We would both get in trouble. I'd be grounded for a month. He'd be grounded for a couple days. So, like, you have some parents who are super strict and some that they're not that strict, right? We would go to my friend's house. They would let us drink and smoke weed and do whatever we wanted to do for the most part. And their excuse was, well, I'd rather you do it here than out, you know, and drink and drive and all that. And that's take that for what you want it. You know, we took advantage of that as kids, but I would never do that with my kids. I would never allow them and their friends to come and party and drink at my house and their parents, you know, not know about it and me not pay attention to what they're doing or have teenagers over, you know, you know what teenagers do, right? So I would never want to be in that position myself with my kids. But there's parents out there and they're like that. So he could just be at one of those places, one of those people's house hiding. And this story just hasn't blown up enough to get the people's attention that don't care about the news, that don't watch and pay attention for what's going on, right? But that's the hope. There's also the possibility that he's online, like everybody these days, and he's in these chat rooms and some pedophile has talked him into, hey, yeah, you should just run away and come stay with me. And that's a real possibility these days. It's terrifying to think about, but it is a real possibility. And that's the worry, right? Because I don't believe that at 14 years old, he would just storm out of the house in shorts and a t-shirt and go far enough to not be back within 8 days on his own by himself. Either something happened to him, somebody picked him up, or he arranged for somebody to pick him up. And we can hope and pray that he is okay, right? That he's just hiding out, waiting for everything to die down and doesn't realize how much attention this has really got so far. And he's scared he's going to be in trouble when he gets home. But, I mean, 14 is a crazy age, right? Lost souls. Have you seen the pic of him in the shirt and look he had on his face? Yeah, that's in the thumbnail. Did the thumbnail not come up on here? Let me, we'll see it. I've got a video right here I want us to listen to. This is from about 20 hours ago from Law and Crime Network. It's an 8.5-minute video on it. We'll watch it, we'll pause, and we'll talk about it.
It can absolutely happen anywhere, and you really just never know when or where or by whom. A 14-year-old Indiana boy is still missing 1 week after his mysterious disappearance.
All right, this shirt. I'm a liar. I hurt my sister. Is that what that says? Cheat my paper because I felt like being a brat. That's... What's the point of this picture? Why? I mean, what are they hoping to gain from taking this picture? Does that say I hurt my little brother? Maybe, yeah. But what's the point in this picture? I mean, does anybody disagree that there's never a good time to humiliate your child? I mean, you're going to embarrass your child because you're a parent. And parents embarrass their kids. I give my son a hug and a kiss on the cheek, drop him off at school, and he's embarrassed by that. Oh, well, big deal. I'm your daddy, right? But humiliation, that's different. Especially with kids these days.
But it's the last known photograph of Scottie Dean Morris that's getting a lot of attention. Certainly it's very suspicious. It's very concerning. After his disappearance, investigators posted this photo of Morris wearing a t-shirt with handwritten phrases on the front, including, quote, "I'm a liar, cheat, and I hurt my little brother." According to a report by the Indy Star, the photo was likely taken just before Morris disappeared.
We just ask if anybody knows where Scottie is at, you please reach out to us. We wanted to get him.
Okay, so the photo was likely taken right before he disappeared. He had an argument with his mother right before he disappeared. So that's what he did right there on that shirt. And it seems like she pushed it that far, and he wasn't okay with that. He was hurt from that. He was traumatized from that and didn't want to be there no more. You know how you are when you're a teenager, right? I can't stand these people. I can't wait till I'm able to do this on my own and I don't have to put up with this no more and that no more, and I can make my own rules and eat what I want to and do what I want to, right? That's most likely the mindset he goes into after this, especially with something like that.
You're safe, and to try to help him in whatever he needs.
Morris was last seen on March 16th, leaving his Eaton, Indiana home at about 8:30 that evening. About an hour and a half north of the capital city of Indianapolis, Eaton's temperatures have dipped below freezing since Morris's disappearance. According to former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney Florina Altshuler, the t-shirt could represent several things. But it could cut each.
All right, before she starts talking about the t-shirt, this is why I say I think that somebody had to pick him up or something, right? Because, okay, he's 14, so he doesn't have a car. He's not in a car, unless he stole a car, but they would know if a car was stolen right at the same time, right? So he has no car. He should be in the area. They said they've searched that area 4 times. So either he's had a friend pick him up or went to a friend's house really close by and is just hiding there. Or, you know, somebody could have stopped and picked him up. Just, you know, terrible people, right? Or it could have been somebody he's been chatting with online that's been in his head, right, this whole time. Like he's venting to that person online about how his parents are mean to him and how they love his brother more and how he can't wait to get away, and that person has just been being a shoulder. And then when he comes in venting this time, that person says, "Do you want me to come get you? And you can just leave now." He's a child. He's not going to make a rash decision, right? That's what's scary to me about it.
Either way, it could be a shirt that he himself made and was a pre-suicide sort of a thing, cry for help.
No. That he himself made. Are we really even going to entertain that? Am I bad for not entertaining that at all? Let me know. Let me know, because that sounds stupid as shit to me. Why would his mom and him get into a fight, get into an argument, he go in there and write all that on a shirt, put it on, come back and have his mom take a picture of him? Why? Like, really? You think a 14-year-old would do that? I mean, I guess all opinions heard, right? But that makes no sense to me. It's just...
Or it could be something that somebody else made him wear as a...
Exactly. Look at his face. Look at his face. Does that look like he went up there and wrote all that on the shirt and came back down? No, he's boo-hooing. He's crying. He's mortified right now that he's getting his picture taken wearing this shirt that says all this. I don't know about the haircut part, right? It could just be a buzz cut. Some people just like their hair cut off short. Some people like that. But that could have been punishment too, because every other picture of him, he has longer hair than that. He has like a regular haircut. But here, it's buzzed off. So, punishment can go way too far. I'm all for punishing your kids. I spank my kids. Not very often. Only when it's necessary. But you have to punish your children sometimes. You have to teach. It's your responsibility as a parent to mold them into a responsible adult who will grow up to surpass anything you've ever done. That's what your job is as a parent. Not this.
Point of embarrassment. And right now, without more detail, it's very difficult to tell which direction that heads in. Altshuler says it could be a sign of abuse from Morris's parents, but right now it's still too early to tell. Well, it's certainly endangering the welfare of a child, and depending on...
How is it too early to tell? That's abuse. That's emotional abuse, right? We don't have to go into, did they physically abuse him? It's not too early to tell if it's abuse, because it's emotional abuse. The fact that that's the picture that they sent to the police too, full on, they didn't even crop it to have just his face if they wanted the most up-to-date picture. They full on picture with him wearing that with all that writing on it. Man.
What happened to him and where he is now, it would be a sign of potentially something a lot worse happening beyond that. If they did that, if they, either made him make the shirt or made the shirt for him and then took those photos. But it could cut a different angle. It could be something that he himself did or put on as a cry for help. And really right now we just don't know which direction that's going in. Investigators say hundreds of volunteers and multiple departments are assisting in the search for Morris.
Let me make myself clear right here though. I'm not saying that his parents have anything to do with his disappearance outside of they humiliated him and made him feel a certain way, and he got in his feelings about it, and he might have reached out to somebody or just run off on his own, and hopefully nothing happened to him. But I'm not saying that, oh, his parents definitely did this to him. I'm not even saying that his parents are always bad parents, because I don't know. But this was a bad decision. As bad of a decision as you can make with your kid. I don't know how to say this the right way. So I know people are going to get upset about this, but physical abuse is terrible. But those scars heal. Emotional abuse, that stays with you. When you tell a child they're no good, when you tell a child you're just a liar, you speak that to them. You tell them who they are. They listen to you. They respect you. They look for they want your approval. They want you to tell them who they are and how they should feel and how they should live their life. That's what they are. They're constantly absorbing. So if that's the way that you're treating them, that's the way they're going to think about themselves. And that shit doesn't heal up in a week or two. It doesn't go away in a month. That sticks with you forever. Forever. I mean, just think about it. Think about it yourself. Doesn't have to be your parents. Doesn't even have to be when you were a child. Just think of somebody who hurt you, somebody who hurt your feelings, somebody who drug you through the mud, right? You still feel that. That doesn't go away. You still think about that, right? I have to check this because that is my son's mother. But, yeah.
There is a multi-agency involvement, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, volunteer fire departments, surrounding counties, our county. We're all working together.
According to Altshuler, it's the early stages of the investigation that matter most.
So the first 48 hours are really important in an investigation because all of the evidence would still be fresh, and a lot of the DNA evidence, blood spatter evidence, all of the scientific evidence would likely lead to reliable results. The more time that goes by, the more that evidence will deteriorate and disappear. You're dealing with weather elements outside. You're dealing with things being wiped away. You're dealing with transference. You're dealing with a lot of things that happen with time that essentially erase evidence that could be helpful.
Authorities initially said that Morris was, quote, believed to be in extreme danger and may require medical assistance, but have not given any more details.
Natasha, yes. You should never tell a child that they are bad. You should say their actions or behavior was bad and explain why it's bad. I agree. And to add on to that, then you should explain to them what they should have done in the situation, what the correct move would have been, and why it would have been the correct move. How it benefits them to make the correct decision, right?
Department received backlash after posting the photo of Morris wearing that t-shirt. The Eaton Police Department released a statement later saying in part, quote, that was the only photo that EPD was given to display and was quickly posted in an effort to help find Scottie. We are very sorry the post seemed as if we were trying to shame him in any way, as that would never be our intent.
Now that's the police, right? But who took that photo? His mom, and she was trying to shame him. She was trying to shame him as a liar. She was trying to shame him as a cheater. Oh, God. I mean, I hope that his parents are innocent, right? Like, I hope they wouldn't do anything like this. I get worked up when it comes to the kids' cases. That's why, like, the Quentin Simon case made me not want to even cover the kids' cases because I got super emotionally attached to that. Like, I don't hate many people. But his mother, I hate her. I can't stand her. The way she would stand there and try not to smirk while her mom stood there crying doing the interview. You know, I know people, her mom too, but she knew. And she stood there and she just couldn't even force a fake cry for her 20-month-old baby. And I got so caught up in that I wanted to get away from covering these type of things, right? Now, with 14 years old, I can handle it better. But little bitty babies like that just, it destroys me. There's no way I can do the research right and be in any way unbiased in those cases. So when I do cover stuff like that and the missing kids, I'm always favoring on the kids' side. I don't mean that in a way where like, oh, well, the kid was definitely always right or this. No, kids make mistakes, but they're kids, right? They're kids. That's what they're supposed to do. That's how you learn.
The department later edited the photo and cropped out Morris's shirt.
Certainly, if there's more about these parents, if there were other CPS investigations or other incidents with them, that would suggest that they might be behind this.
Morris's mother spoke exclusively with Indiana TV station WTHR. At the time, investigators said she was cooperating with law enforcement, but according to Altshuler, that isn't indicative of innocence or guilt.
I really don't give any credence to cooperation or lack of cooperation. Every single person has the right not to speak to law enforcement, and I don't think that should be held against them. At the same time, when people do speak to law enforcement and cooperate, Sometimes they're quite guilty and give statements that are going.
Okay, so that I'm a big proponent of this, right? Like, you never talk to law enforcement. Never give up anything you say can and will be used against you. Always use a lawyer. Unless your kid is missing. If your kid is missing and you're worried about getting a lawyer to protect yourself rather than save your kid, find your kid, fuck that. Sorry about the language, but no. I will incriminate the hell out of myself doing whatever to make sure that my kid is okay, right? I'm not gonna, I want to make sure I'm protected, so I'm gonna waste this valuable time waiting for a lawyer to get here so I can tell him everything so then he can tell them. No. Any other situation, I agree wholeheartedly. No matter innocent, guilty, whatever, don't talk to police because anything you say can and will be used against you. But that's a risk you got to take when it's your kid. Oh, let's read this. Thank you to everyone for joining the group to help find Scottie. Please just remember there will be no bashing or accusing of the family or you will be removed immediately. The family did nothing wrong and are going through enough and don't need the negativity. Scottie, we all love you and want you home. That's a good sentiment. I mean, that is a good sentiment. You want him home. You don't want people in there just blaming the parents. We don't know that the parents did anything to him, but we do know that the parents did something that pushed him away. The parents need to own that. The parents, I haven't checked, so I don't know that there's not. But if there's not a video on here of his mother crying and telling him she's sorry for what she did, that she's sorry for putting him in that shirt and posting him or whatever the case was or why she made that shirt and had him wear it and took a picture of him. If she's not on her knees begging for his forgiveness for that,
going to be used against them later on. So I don't think cooperation in and of itself is indicative
thank you,
that
Upstate.
the person didn't do it or is a good person or the opposite.
She says it may be a good idea for Morris's family to retain an attorney.
I think anytime anybody is a potential suspect, whether they did it or not, it is a good idea, unfortunately, to not say anything and to have an attorney speak on their behalf so that those statements are not later used against them.
Not when it's your kid. This page is not helping find my nephew. All you guys do is trash my family and I'm so tired of it. His parents were cleared. They didn't do anything. The police have not said that his parents were cleared. Just so we're all clear here. And I guarantee none of you are perfect parents either. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Finding Scottie is all that matters. Not your false accusations or your unwanted drama. If you aren't going to help take my nephew's name off this page.
And that's not because they're guilty. It's because they may sound like they're guilty. And that's never good. And of course, if they are guilty, then certainly they don't want to give up evidence against themselves.
All publicity is good publicity, right? I want to say that's a Donald Trump statement from back in the 80s, but all publicity is good publicity, right? And if they want their son's face out there so everybody's looking for him, people are going to say you did wrong. People are going to blame you. If you know you didn't do anything wrong, then you shouldn't be concerned with people saying you did something wrong. You should be concerned with getting the story out there. Why would you want a page took down that's going to attract attention that, regardless of what they're saying about you, your emotions, your feelings, what you want people to say about you don't matter. What you should be, your top priority is finding your son and having as many people lay eyes on your son's picture to know what he looks like in case they see him as possible.
But Altshuler also says a parent shouldn't be judged for how they react to their child's disappearance.
I agree with that.
A lot of times we're quick to say things like, well, if this was my child, that's not how I would be acting or reacting. But I think it's very difficult to know how anyone would act or react unless and until you're in those shoes. And even then, two different people who are genuinely suffering from the loss of their child could react quite differently.
I agree with that to an extent, right? Like, if, God forbid, my child went missing, my child's mother would be panicked in the floor, worried about him. And I would be panicked doing whatever I could to find him, right? Like calling for help, out looking for him, whatever. And then it would take time, right, for her to get herself together. Less time than it would take me to get myself together to the action, right? But that's the difference there. If you're out here and you're worried about your reputation, or you're worried about what people are going to say about you while your child's missing, then you got your priorities mixed up. And that does tell us a lot about you. It does.
Trauma is handled in many different ways by different people, and so to judge solely based on statements made and the facial expressions and emotional reactions or lack thereof, I think is unfair.
Altshuler says the most important step is finding Morris. Whether alive or dead, it will help answer questions about his disappearance.
If he's deceased, there's the question of what caused him to pass, but also there's the question of what put him into the position to then pass in the first place. So even if they did not kill him, if they abused him, if they emotionally abused him, if they physically abused him, if they caused him to go out there in just a t-shirt and be out there for who knows how long, perhaps there were other crimes that were committed. And if those crimes that were committed were abuse that rose to the level of a felony, and then he died in the course thereof, that could be felony murder, even if they didn't intend to kill him and didn't kill him, but committed other crimes that then resulted in his death.
Moving.
Absolutely. That's kind of the point. The shirt, pushing him out, making him feel like he can't be there anymore, that he can't take that anymore. And then if he reaches out to the wrong person from online and goes with them and they do something to him and harm him, at the end of the day, that's your fault for putting him in the position to feel like he couldn't be there anymore, that he needed somewhere else, that he needed somebody else.
Forward, officials say the search for Morris continues with assistance from local, state, and national investigators via drone, sonar equipment, boats, and canine units.
I'm assuming that they're going to be contacting every person that this young man has had contact with, and I expect that they're doing a digital trace of evidence to see whether if he had a cell phone, where that phone might be tracked, if he was using any sort of technology, where that may have last been used, looking at web addresses and looking at where those were logged in, looking at whatever social media history he might have from before his disappearance, and speaking to his friends and classmates and whoever else had contact with him. Sometimes they could scour local ring cameras, doorbell cameras from the neighborhood, neighborhood surveillance cameras to see if he's witnessed on those cameras moving through it.
Susu, is that what your name is? Susu. Which night was he seen on neighborhood cameras around 8 p.m. hour? Wish we could see the footage. I don't know. I know it says he was last seen on March the 16th around 8:30 p.m. Is that what you're talking about? Truly blessed. I am so glad you are covering this case. This is so heartbreaking. This poor little boy. I pray he is safe and found ASAP. Me too. Yeah, Rob, the mom gave the picture. That's the only picture she supplied to the police department. I mean, look right here. Okay. Look at his face right here. Look right here. Could that just be a birthmark? Something between his eyes? Could it just be some random thing? Look right up here on his forehead. Does that not look like a goose egg to people? You guys can't see my pointer, can you? But right on his forehead, it just, oh man. Really, I don't know if you guys can see my pointer or not, but the left side of his forehead looks like there's a big goose egg there. Not this long vein part that looks like it's coming down, but it looks yellowish kinda and swollen. And he's got a mark right here, right between his eyes, right above his eyebrows. And then you can tell he's been crying. The bottom of his nose is red. His eyes are bloodshot. And just the look on his face lets you know how he's feeling at the time, right?
Location, potentially being abducted, potentially getting into a vehicle, whatever last steps he took and wherever he last was.
Law and Crime Network reached out to Morris's family for this story, but have not yet heard back. Anyone with more information?
Okay, so here's something that bothers me about this whole little thing. This was 20 hours ago from Law and Crime Network. They're talking like they don't know the situation with the shirt. You telling me the parents haven't said whether they made the shirt or what? I mean, we all know it had to be somebody else. Like, he didn't sit there and make the shirt, right? And if he had an argument with his mom right before, the picture was taken right before, it's pretty safe to assume in this situation that his mom or dad, stepdad, whatever it is, made the shirt, had him wear it, forced him to wear it. Who knows what else happened? But there's no real doubt of emotional abuse here. I mean, I can't see any way that this wouldn't be characterized as emotional abuse. Now, there's, let's find the video of his mother. 1 second. Let's find the video of his mother talking. I saw part of it a while ago, and I stopped it so we could watch it here. So it should be on my history. Should be on the history. Here she is.
About 100 volunteers joined law enforcement on the 4th day now of the search for a missing teen in Delaware County. Scottie Morris went missing in the small town of Eaton back on Thursday night. That's where Rich Nye is tonight.
Do you have any questions at all before we get started?
Community volunteers joined first responders from the area searching for a 4th day for Scottie Morris. The 14-year-old left his home in Eaton Thursday night about 8:50.
Something I do want to say though, if Scottie somehow sees this video or just sees what we're watching, right? Those people care about him. Those people went out to look for him. He's not unloved.
It was over punishment, and I think it was just a normal mom and son argument, and he walked away.
Scottie was wearing just a white t-shirt, black and red shorts, and black sneakers on these cold final days of winter. Police have searched over...
You know, I can't help but wonder. He was wearing a white t-shirt when he went missing. That picture was taken right before. He was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. He went out into below freezing temperatures. Did he go out on purpose? Or did his mom say, put this on and walk around the block in the freezing cold to learn your lesson so everybody sees what kind of liar you are, what kind of person you are? Is that a possibility? And then he never came back? Just asking.
20 homes, interviewed more than 25 fellow students, and canvassed the entire little town multiple times.
All the way into the bin.
From the command center, search parties went out Monday to cover new ground along the Mississippi River.
I come from a large family, and one of the scariest things that I could think of is losing a child that age. I'm not going to let it happen. I want to find him.
Scottie's mother hopes her son is just hiding.
I need to know that you're safe. Please just call 911. Tell anyone. I need you home.
That woman was not crying. You saw that, right? She was trying to cry. Closing her eyes, blinking, trying to make tears come down. But she's not crying here. She's breathing that way. You don't talk like that unless you're in type of crying. Right? Am I wrong here? I could be wrong. I just know what I see. You're only gonna have that crackling voice, that hyperventilating feeling. Your face is gonna be red by this point. You're gonna be pouring tears out by the time you're but she's doing that with no tears. Let's just even look at her eyes.
I just need you home, okay? I need...
Dang it. Quit closing your eyes, woman. Right here. Alright. Yeah, she's not crying whatsoever. None right here. I'm not saying she's not upset. I'm not saying she's not upset. She might be, she might not be. But she's damn sure not crying. And, yeah, it's just, the fakery is a problem. People handle things different ways. But if you're realistically handling this situation, you're not going to fake cry. All I'm saying.
I need you home. I just need you home, okay? And I love you so much.
Like, basically, you would try to be holding back doing the interview to talk, right? You would want to speak clearly. You would try to hold back crying. You wouldn't be trying to make yourself cry.
Scottie's family and police want to stress to him and to anyone that might be providing shelter to Scottie that he is not in trouble. They just hope that Scottie has not run into trouble. In Eaton, Rich Knight, 13 News.
Let's listen to what she said again. Listen to what she says. She knows he was scared. I paused it too many times. I'm sorry. Stuff like that bothers me.
I need to know that you're safe. Please just call 911. Tell anyone. I need you home. I just need you home, okay? And I love you so much.
Scottie's family and police want to stress to him and to anyone that might be providing shelter to Scottie that he is not in trouble. They just hope that Scottie has not run into trouble.
Problem you're going to have there is Scottie's not going to believe the newsman saying he's not in trouble if he's getting in trouble that bad for lying. How bad of a liar do you have to be? Yeah, I'm sorry. What could he have possibly lied about that's going to provoke his mom or whoever made him wear this shirt? How often, how much? My kids lie all the time. My 5-year-old, he's terrible. He will lie to you, wait a minute, tell you a different lie, tell you the truth, then lie to you again, then tell you the truth again because he felt guilty. Man. It's a problem trying to get him, through that, but kids lie. Especially my stepson from my previous marriage, right? Right now, I've got my son, he's 5 years old. My fiance's son, who lives with us, has lived with me for half of his life now. He's 6 years old. And then I have a stepson from my previous marriage. He's 12. I had him from the time he was 3 also. So, I've had him for 9 years. Watched him grow up. Helped raise him, right? He's got a dad, but I'm still his stepdad. Divorcing his mom did not make me not his stepdad anymore, right? He's out there, son. 12 years old kids these days. Got a mullet. Running around just saying crazy stuff. Think they know everything. That's kids, man. That's kids. It was the same when we were young, too. You think you know everything. You think people are just being mean to you. You think people are just being hateful to you. Right? So you're already in that mindset. Without emotional abuse. Without the shirt or the speaking down to you, talking down. You already think, oh, they don't really know. I know more than they know as a kid. So then when you get that, you start putting into their minds, well, I don't know. I don't know any. I'm just stupid. I'm no good. I'm bad. I'm a rotten apple. I'd be better off not here anymore. And you don't want them to start thinking that way. That's the last thing you want your child to think. Because whatever you believe, whatever you tell yourself, whatever you think about yourself, that's how your life is going to play out. If you go through life thinking, oh, I'm a loser and I'm stupid, you're going to be a stupid loser because you're not going to have the belief in yourself to go out and try. My fiance is going to beat me for smoking in the house, but I mean, what am I supposed to do right here? I can't not. I'm aggravated with this. Let's read some chats. Oh. Thelma said she was not upset at all. Gwendolyn said she's lying. Mama, 3 boys. She closes her eyes from seeing what she's seen before and does not want to see it again. Maybe. I think she was closing. I think she was praying for a tear. I think she was hoping that she could make herself cry. She isn't upset at all. She knows where her son is. That's from Natasha. Dolphin says she looks like she went to Amber Heard School of Crime. Oh, wait. We don't have no Amber Heard fans in here? No pink nose, eye puffiness. Exactly. Exactly. Her face would be all puffy. Yeah. Exactly. Not a tear shed. At the end, really strange. Just like we said. Real criers know. She doesn't seem upset at all. Listen to what she says. She knows he was scared. No runny nose. What she is saying, now in my opinion, is what she wishes she would have said to him before whatever happened to him. Yeah, it seems forced. Glasses crooked from slaps. That, I want to be at least fair about that. Kids, they don't even adjust their glasses. They'll wear them damn things crooked. Especially little boys, especially that age, they barely want to take a bath. But possible. Oh. Play her video again. Did she say anything past tense? No, she wasn't. I don't think she was. I think she was just pleading. She was talking directly to him. I'm not a big believer in the past tense thing. I know a lot of people are on that train. But, I mean, when I speak about things sometimes, and I'm talking about these cases after I've done read and done, and in my mind I start, you have every thought from everything's fine and they're just hiding or they're just here to somebody did something to them, to their parents did it, to they're buried in the backyard, to those type of thoughts, right? And you'll sometimes accidentally start speaking in past tense, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Now, it can be a sign, a clue, right? If they're doing it and there's other things pointing to it, it definitely can be a clue. But I don't buy hardcore into the past tense stuff like a lot of people do. I don't down it, but I just don't put a lot of stock into it. He's a child. We aren't talking Alex Murdaugh style lies. Exactly. He's just a kid. All kids lie. What did the shirt say? The shirt said, I am a liar. What did it say? I hit my sister. Let's read it again. I am a liar. I hurt my little brother. I cheat something because I'm a brat. That's what I've seen so far. And I'm guessing on the brat, I can see a B, I can see an R. Natasha says it's the parents' job to teach kids not to lie and that telling the truth is always the better option. I agree. I let my brother down. No, that says I hurt my brother. Dolphin. Historical temp for the night he went missing is 47 degrees and the low was 33. That boy did not willingly go outside in that weather. Maybe. Another thing with little boys is they don't like to dress warm for some reason. My stepson that's 12, he used to be that way. And then my 5-year-old, he's that way. We'll be going hunting. It'll be 20 degrees and he'll be throwing a fit that he has to wear long sleeves and coveralls. But yeah, I mean, at 14, probably not, honestly. He probably didn't want to go out in the cold wearing shorts and a t-shirt at 14. I just always try to, not talk myself into it. Whenever I'm like pushing back on little things like that, that's not, that it might feel obvious or it might seem obvious, it might be true to you or believed to you. When I push back on that, it's just because I know of circumstances it's not directly associated to this. I hope that makes sense. Mom probably says you're not in trouble to attract the kid to smack him. I wouldn't doubt that at all. That's my point. Like, yeah, of course he's not in trouble while he's not there. While he's missing. While all the cops and all the investigations and all the people are out looking for him and all the people online are talking about him. No, he's not in trouble. Just please come home. I want you home. But once he gets home, do you think this is going to be forgotten about and forgiven? Is the type of person that's going to put that shirt on him and take pictures of him in it and possibly send him out in public wearing that shirt. Is that person not going to throw this in his face anytime that they have an argument in the future? I told my son we're going to go to Disneyland. He got all excited. Next morning when he woke up, I told him I was lying. And how's it feel? It really helped my son to understand. Yeah, that's one way to do it. I don't see anything wrong with that. If they're lying to you, I always try to tell my kids that I want to be able to trust you. If you tell me something, I want to be able to take your word for it. I want to be able to fight to the death behind what you say to me. But I can't do that if I don't know that you're telling me the truth. And if you make a habit out of telling me lies, especially about things that don't matter, then when something serious does happen and you need me to believe you, I'm going to be less likely to be able to. I'm not going to be able to completely believe you in my heart if I don't know that you constantly tell me the truth anyway. So if you always tell me the truth, then we never have to worry about that. And anytime anything happens, if something is unbelievable, I'll still believe you. But if you lie to me and something seems unbelievable, it's almost impossible to force myself to believe it. And that helped a lot. It did help a lot. The Gwyneth Paltrow stuff, I haven't paid attention to that. I seen a title on a video the other day and I almost clicked on it because it said that they were trying to charge her with skiing out of control. Now, I don't know anything about it and I don't know anything about skiing. But I feel like if you're skiing out of control, you're not doing that on purpose. I do need to look into that, I guess. I'm sure people are interested in Gwyneth Paltrow, but I could care less about her. And, I'm not a big fan. At least Alex Murdaugh played a better fake crying role. Alex Murdaugh, his emotion comes across. That's why he's such a good liar. That's why he was able to get away with what he was able to get away with for so long with his clients. because he speaks emotionally when he speaks, regardless of whether he's telling the truth or telling a lie. When he's telling you a lie, he believes that lie. He tells himself that lie before he tells it to you so that he believes it. He is a professional piece of shit. Don't know if he's a murderer. He might be, but I don't know that. But he's definitely a fucking liar. Yeah, I think so too. Where is the dad? Maybe he did something like force the kid outside and something bad happened to him. My son was like that. Hated wearing jackets and long sleeves. Yeah, I mean, it's a constant battle with my 5-year-old. Why aren't these parents more worried? I haven't looked enough to see, that much about them, but from that one video I saw, it's not even to me that she didn't seem worried. It's that she tried to fake herself a cry. A lot of people think that, how can I say this? All right, so it's been 8 days that he's been missing, right? It's not possible for a person. The person's not going to be in constant throwing a fit, like crying, hysterically emotional about it the whole time, right? For every minute that it's happening. They're going to be feeling that way. They're going to be terrified for every minute. They're going to be worrying themselves sick if they're really innocent and their child's missing this and that and they care. It always bothers me that, like, people will jump down those people's throats and say, oh, well, they didn't act this way at this moment, so it's a problem. But the faking it, she was clearly faking it. There's zero reason to fake it. That's my issue. There's zero reasons to fake it. And yeah, I haven't seen anything about the dad yet either. That is weird. Someone in chat says, yes, there is a bad history with the mom, if you understood correctly. I know on the news, the one clip that I watched, I don't know if it was the Law and Crime one we watched together or a different one, but they said that there was possibly other cases with CPS, or that they didn't know if there was other cases, but they definitely didn't say there wasn't other cases. Scroll on down to catch up here. Mary Michael, professional POS. Yeah. I mean, he is, right? I almost fell out of my chair laughing, and I haven't even been here 5 minutes. My God. Thank you. She seemed so forced. She asked the sheriff something before she got the mic, but I'm not sure exactly what she said. It sounded like, don't hold back, right? 1,500 in the whole town, 1,499 know what happened. That's from Rob. She's fishy. I agree, it's fishy. That child might not be alive now. POS, CPS. CPS can be a good thing, but it's run by the government. When it's run by the government, it's never going to function properly. They can't even deliver mail or pick up your trash right. I want to know, why wasn't Dad there? That's one of the reasons I think he did something. Did I miss Dad or Stepdad? Wonder why. Stepdad. Her expression went into scrunchy face when interview started. Oh yeah, she was definitely faking it. She was definitely faking the funk, trying to make it happen. I really hope he's hiding at a friend's house too, Isabella. Oh wee. Let's see if we can find some more. I did bring my camera back up. No, I'm sorry. Why didn't y'all tell me I was still a little bitty? Alright, let's see what we can find here. This is the candlelight vigil. It's only 54 seconds though. This is the body language guy decoding the mom's plea on what happened to Scottie Morris. Never seen this guy. I've seen the Observe guy, you know, the little bald guy who did the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp body language stuff. I don't know if y'all, it's Observe, and it's kind of, I think it's spelled funny, like with a number somewhere or something. But let's check out this guy, the body language guy.
Scare you. You're not in trouble.
In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the mysterious disappearance of Scottie Morris, some disturbing details like the shirt he was wearing when he was last seen, made public by the Eaton Indiana police, and all the odd body language signals of his mother. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. It would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. Scottie Morris was last seen around 8:30 p.m. on March 16 when he is believed to have run away from his home in Eaton, Indiana. Local police have said the minor, who was only wearing a t-shirt and shorts despite freezing temperatures, is in extreme danger and may require medical assistance. Search crews and residents in the town of 1500 have combed the area at least 4 times without any success so far. The search was suspended on Tuesday as investigators regroup on next steps. On Monday, Scottie's mother, Felicia Morris, made a public plea for her son to return home, and for this body language analysis, I'm going to share with you my personal approach to every video assessment. The first part is always listening to the audio without watching the video, even if body language is mostly...
I want to see if this guy points out that she's obviously fake crying, that she's trying to force that emotion, right? I really want to know this because I can't know that myself, right? And I'm not a body language expert. Like we had, when I was a military police officer and the training deal, we had the FBI come in and the I can't even remember this other, I think it was Montgomery Police Department. And they came in to show us like signs, certain ways people do, like the looking up, the looking off, the different ways you could tell if somebody was making up a lie or not and stuff like that. But it's not hard signs, right? But these people, they study this. You know, this guy, he's got 600,000 subscribers. So... must be pretty good at it. I really wish the Observe guy had done one of her though, because I know who he is and I trust what he says.
With visual, many details can be distracting at first, so it's fundamental that our first approach to any video is to just listen to the audio. So let's listen to the mother's voice. It helps a lot if you close your eyes.
Scott, I love you, and I want you to come home. And I know that you're mad and confused, and I'm afraid that you're scared of all of this. Everyone is out looking for you, and we're not trying to scare you. You're not in trouble, okay? If you're in the house and they come to you and you don't want to go out because it's the cops, reach out. Me and Dad will come get you, okay? I love you and I just want you to come home. I need to know that you're safe. Please just call 911. Tell anyone. I need you home. I just need you home, okay? And I love you so much, okay?
First impression we have is that it sounds forced. It's like she wants to express an emotion that is only skin deep. And you get...
boom. I like this guy already. And he ain't even watched it.
Tell by those signals at the start of her statement and at the end of her statement. Now, I don't want to jump to conclusions so quickly. We need many more body language details to be able to assess the underlying emotion in this case, because every person reacts differently depending on the situation or the circumstances. But now that you allowed your intuition to just listen to her voice, you're going to watch the clip so you can contrast your own listening to your observation of her body language signals. As an additional tip, Make sure you pay attention to her blinking rate.
Scott, I love you. And I want you to come home. And I know that you're mad and confused. And I'm afraid that you're scared of all of this. Everyone is out looking for you. And we're not trying to scare you. You're not in trouble. Okay? If you're in the house and they come to you and you don't want to go out because it's the cops, reach out. Me and Dad will come get you, okay? I love you and I just want you to come home. I need to know that you're safe. Please just call 911. Tell anyone. I need you home. I just need you home, okay? And I love you so much. Okay?
Thank you.
This is where you start to spot more contradictions.
Right. Now, every time I watch that, it's like more and more clear that she's just faking it. That's just, it's hard for me to understand how you could make a child, raise that child from a baby, take care of that child for so long and not have that connection, have those feelings. Now, a mother is a whole nother thing. I don't know what it's like to be a mother. I can't know what it's like to be a mother, right? But I have a bond with my child as his father. The mother literally has the baby's cells in her blood for decades. Is literally part of her, right? Like the mother and father both make the child, so the child's part of them. But the father, once he contributes, everything after that is the bond that he builds. But a mother literally is like part of the child is still with her. Part of her is still with the child for decades. Like there's a connection there. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should look it up. But I know most of you are women, so you know, right? But this is hard science. This isn't theory. This isn't guesstimates. This isn't, oh, I want to say this to make people feel good. It's hard science. So how do these parents just not care? How do they do things to their child like that? It's just proof, I guess, that everybody's mind is different. The way everybody sees the world is that drastically different.
Wants to express an emotion with her voice, but her body doesn't follow that emotion. It's true that some people are not expressive, even in moments of real stress. And if a mother is worried for her child that has mysteriously disappeared, you can bet that this is going to be one of those situations. But you are either not as expressive with your voice and your body language, or you are quite expressive with both of them. It's not that common to find a person whose voice is quite emotional, but at the same time their general body language does not express it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say the other day. This guy says it a lot better than I do. I mean, like I said, he's a professional. I'm just a country guy, right? I don't know what I'm talking about other than what I see and what I think and what I feel, but he knows. That's exactly what I was meaning earlier. It's not the fact that she doesn't have the emotion, right? After 8 days, you've been crying so much, you've done thought through all these scenarios. It would be understandable for me that you could do the interview and keep yourself together and speak calmly and clearly to your child. And you might break down toward the end or something, but it would make sense that you would be able to do it. But it doesn't make sense that you would be trying to make yourself cry, not able to make yourself cry, and faking those voice inflections in the way you're speaking. Is she doing that to fool us, or is she doing that to fool her son?
That's why I told you to pay attention to her blinking, and you might have noticed that there was no big deal to it. And that is odd because in these circumstances, blinking rate is noticeably faster or erratic, which does not happen here. But regarding blinking, there's one long blink in the video, and long blinks are usually markers for a stronger emotion. The person might not want to be there at that moment, or they don't want to deal with the circumstances, or in some cases they don't want to face the consequences of certain actions. And regarding that, I have to come back to the shirt that Scottie was wearing when he disappeared. This shirt was allegedly some kind of punishment by his own parents, who not only made him wear it, but also took a photo of him. The shirt says that I'm a liar, I let my brother down, and some other words that you might be asking, how do we get to see this picture at all? It so happens that the Eaton Indiana police asks the parents for a picture so they can identify Scottie in the search, and this is a picture that they gave them, and worse yet, this is the picture that Indiana police share in their Facebook account. I mean,
Well, it's the picture that they gave him. It's the only picture that they gave him. The only picture.
It's obvious that there was some kind of reaction from Scottie. He was upset for the punishment that he was going through. And you can see that in all the photos of Scottie all over the internet, he has full hair, and here he had his head shaven. We don't know if that was part of the punishment as well, but
I don't know that that haircut was part of the punishment, but he's saying the same stuff I just said a while ago. Like, it's kind of eerie, but in all the other pictures, his hair is longer, like just a regular haircut. That could be a buzz cut that's grown out that long, right? But the chances that his hair is cut fresh for that picture, and then he's wearing the shirt, it's obviously going to make you feel like that haircut was also part of the punishment, or at least it makes me feel that way.
I don't think you need a body language specialist to realize that he was really upset and sad at that instant. If he was embarrassed and if he was fed up and that's why he ran away, the fact that the police shared this picture to their Facebook account does not help. And you might say, well, but this was the shirt he was last seen wearing. We can't imagine that he was going to run away from home and he was going to stay with that sacked shirt. The punishment thing is worrying enough, but we also have the words that his mother said when she made the long blink. We are not trying to scare you. I've mentioned in every body language analysis that we should stack signals. Signals such as voice tone or general body language, or words as well. The words that people choose when they talk are paramount to solve this kind of puzzles. And the fact that she said, we are not trying to scare you, is something odd to say for a worried mother, a mother who cares for her child.
True. Yes, exactly. What are you guys thinking about this? Thank you, Mama Stormy. I appreciate it. 36 years old. It's just a number though, right? I'm not getting old. The first thing I would do as a mother is apologize for allowing his father to put a shirt on or doing that to my son if he was truly missing. Mom of 3 boys, did you read somewhere that it was the father that put the shirt on? Is that what happened? Because all I seen is that he had a fight, an argument. It was something between him and his mom, and he left the house. Or right before he left the house. I don't know if the dad had anything to do with it, if he did do it, if he didn't, if it was just the mom, if it was both of them. I have no idea. Thank you, Stacy. Pamela Newenham. He is at the river. The feet are there. The first walkers are going to see. Huh? What does that mean? What do you mean? Law enforcement did come out and say that haircut was done prior to the picture. Abusive parents go for haircuts. Scottie asked for that haircut days before this picture. That's very possible. He could have wanted it cut. I mean, the haircut might be part of it, might not be part of it. It's not, he's not, bald. So it's just that when you come with the trope of making the kid wear the shirt and embarrass him. Y'all, everybody saw this like a few years ago, right? Where people were posting that on YouTube and on Facebook of, I'm making my kid wear this to school today because they did this, or they lied about this, or they got in trouble at school and got suspended, so now I'm making them wear this to embarrass them, whatever. Everybody saw that trend. I thought everybody agreed back then that that's too far. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know what happened, but the mother is faking it, in my opinion. Gave that picture to cops, shaming him nationally. Everything about it is sus. I even wonder if the cops are lying. Well, what would the cops be lying about? I don't understand what the cops would be lying about here. But like I said, I haven't looked into this a whole lot. I don't even know what the cops are saying. Thank you, Mary Michael. Oh, no, I don't know. I just believe the dad has something to do with it because mom was the only one reaching out. Where is dad? Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. I get what you're saying. But I somewhat wonder if the mom is the only one reaching out because she's the one that caused the problem. She's the one that he's upset about. She's the one, or at least probably if it was the fight between her and him and she made him wear that shirt and all that, I'm thinking maybe she's wanting to be the one saying this so he knows it's coming from her. I don't know. If the dad comes and says, come home, we love you, he definitely should, especially if it's the dad, you know? Like, I don't know if it's the dad or the stepdad. She said dad a while ago. She said me and dad will come get you. So, I don't know if that's his biological father or not or whatever, but it is strange that he's not here. Has there been any interviews at all with the dad? Or is the dad mad at the mom? Or, like, man, that's a lot to that I would like to know. I'm going to try to find out. Let's click this back on.
For a child who is missing, we are not trying to scare you. It's like there are too many inconsistencies on her plea, not to mention the fact that she was the one who made him wear that shirt. There are other body language details that maybe you pick up but can't really tell what you saw. Something that does not fit. And something that doesn't fit is the fact that her eyebrows were rather relaxed the seconds prior to speaking. Her eyebrows were rather relaxed. There's no emotional expression. And the moment that she begins to talk, and then we have the expression, it's like she activates that sadness expression we can see in her eyebrows. I don't know. That's another inconsistency that I saw in this video. It's not something that is usually that you see that she's about to talk. She is nervous, she is worried, and you will see her expression or some kind of expression at that moment. Again, there are signals that you begin stacking one over another, and another signal is the fact that she says, you're not in trouble, okay? If you're in a house and they come to you and you don't want to go out because it's the cops, reach out to me and then I'll come get you, okay? That I found that odd as well. Like,
I found a article, and it says what Scottie Morris's parents said about his shirt. Scottie Morris's parents, Scottie Dean Morris, is a young man who has been reported missing from his hometown in, that's not right. That says Texas, but he's not from Texas, right? He's from Indiana, Eaton, Indiana. Morris was born to parents Felicia and Brian Morris. According to a report on Gossip Next Door, his mother Felicia has actively involved in the search for her son. She has been sharing updates on social media and encouraging others to help in the search. Meanwhile, his father Brian has reportedly been less active on social media, but has been cooperating with authorities in their investigation. The shirt in question is a red and black checkered shirt that Scottie Morris was wearing when he was last seen. According to an article in The Sun, the shirt has become a key piece of evidence in the search for Morris. Is this like a different Morris. No, this is him. The article reports that police have been investigating claims made on Reddit that someone had seen a man wearing a shirt matching Morris's shirt on the day he went missing. The same shirt has also become the subject of controversy after a man had accused of lying about owning the shirt. I don't know. I don't even want to finish reading this article. This article seems completely just wrong about stuff. Now maybe he had on a different shirt and they're talking about the shirt that he left with, but that's not interesting. I wanted to know about what his parents said about the shirt that says "I am a liar" on it. I'm gonna keep looking.
Why is the child gonna be worried about the cops? And why would she suggest that he calls her instead? Maybe she is the one who is worried about the cops? There's so many questions, as I say, so many inconsistencies that you begin stacking, and that's why this is so concerning. As usual, I would like to know what do you think about this in the comments. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy.
Okay, so this kid, everything that I'm reading here, it feels so wrong. This says that he is 14 years old, that he is 5 foot 4 inches tall and weighs 150 pounds. There is no way that that little boy wearing that t-shirt that says "I am a liar," if he's only 5 foot 4, he does not weigh 150 pounds. I weigh 155 pounds. I'm 5 foot 11. He is as skinny. He's skinnier than me. I mean, I work out, but he's a child, right? I'm sure he's got a lot of growing to do. But 5 foot 4, 150 pounds, he would have to have a hell of a little gut on him to be 150 pounds, 5 foot 4, and the rest of his face and body and neck and chest and everything else be that skinny. I don't understand how the question about that shirt isn't answered. What did he do? Is that a common punishment from him? What other kind of punishments have they given to him? Like how old is his little brother? Does he have other siblings? Are there any other cases of abuse or claims of abuse or worries from teachers or friends or family or any of that? Has anything else ever came up? Because, I mean, it's very possible that they did emotionally abuse him by making him wear that shirt. You can tell he's upset in the picture. That's not even in question for me. But it's very possible that they didn't have anything to do with him, that they didn't directly have anything to do with him missing, right? Like, if they do that to him, they got in his feelings, like I said earlier, that would cause him to feel like he couldn't be there anymore, and that's still their fault. That's still their fault. But, we don't know that they did he's on camera, right? Outside walking in that outfit at 8:30? Is that right? I'm so lost on that. But I am glad that body language expert said exactly what I was saying. Yes, his twin is the girl who has been posting those TikToks about him being a bad kid. What? Like, since he's been missing or before? Brothers and sisters. Are any other siblings being removed from this home or at least interviewed to see if they feel safe? Since he's been missing. That's insane. Like, I get... It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever especially if they're the same age, right? If a brother and sister and she's posting TikToks talking about how she don't like her brother or how mean he is or how bad he is. without him being missing. But with him being missing, that seems so strange. I mean, if that's right, if that's true, that just gives you the idea of the dynamic in that family and how they teach each other to treat each other, how they talk to each other, right? If I come in every day from work and I'm hateful to my fiance, guess who else is going to be hateful to my fiance? If I don't show my fiance respect, guess who else is not going to show her respect? Think about that. Think about that.